Good afternoon, everyone. I am Pasindu Karunathilaka, a member of Executive Committee of CA Sri Lanka Kuwait Chapter. On behalf of Executive Committee of CA Sri Lanka Kuwait Chapter, I would like to warmly welcome you all to the 6th CPD event of the chapter. We as chartered accountants, our role in our organization is work as a finance professional. So in these days, among all professionals, the hot topic is emerging of AI and how it will impact us as finance professionals. As a committee, we believe that it would be beneficial for our members if we can have a session on AI tools already available with us, discuss how they can be used and how it's related to our ongoing day-to-day working. Accordingly, today our topic is your AI future is already here. Here, we are going to talk about selected AI tools like ChatGPT, Canva, Udly, how we can use these tools in our working and what is the impact of using those tools. I would like to remind you, if you are a CA member, CA Sri Lanka member, please fill the CPD form, which will be shared in chat box during the session in order to claim the CPD hours. If you have any question related to today's topic, please type those questions in chat box section and which will be answered at the end of the speaker's presentation. So let me introduce today our presenter and speaker. Today our speaker and resource person is Cajetan Barretto. He is the Group Manager, Project Management at AlSayer Holding, a leading conglomerate in Kuwait. As well, Cajetan is a certified trainer, behavioral assessor, public speaker, as well as a passionate Toastmaster. Cajetan has delivered many sessions, both inside and Kuwait, related to AI in recent past, and we believed as a committee that if he could share his knowledge and experience relating to AI tools with our members in order to improve our members' professional career. And thank you very much, Cajetan, for accepting our invitation for today's event. Without taking much more time, I would like to invite Cajetan Barretto to continue today's session.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Your chapter president, Dimutu, and I have been discussing about this topic for the last, I think, 5 to 6 months, that I should be doing this for the Chartered Accountants Association of Kuwait, but somehow it was never happening. And finally, today it happened. And when I was asked to deliver the session and we had an initial discussion, the first thing I was told is that this would be a webinar, but I said, no, I want this to be a Zoom meeting for a very simple reason. I like to have interactions, a lot of interactions, because as a trainer, I believe that it is about shared knowledge, exchanging ideas. So in fact, the first thing I have done as part of my role of a trainer and as a co-host is enabled you all to switch on a video. And as many of you all who can, I highly recommend, please turn on the video, because at least I will get to know whether I'm speaking to a blank wall as we do in webinars, or am I being too boring, which means it's time to change the subject. If you all have any problem to switch on your video, let me know, but it should be possible. Great, I can see Primali already switched on a video. I hope you enjoy the session today. Brilliant. This is what I love. This is how I like to train. Let's get started. As mentioned, I am a certified trainer. I'm also a passionate photographer. I started my career, I would say, in training mostly as a hobby in photography. Then I joined Toastmasters and it became about technology and anything related to AI. I create a lot of YouTube content on my YouTube channel, Tech for Toastmasters. Do check it out. A recent article in the Harvard Business Review caught my attention, and it had a very simple and catchy tagline. It said, AI won't replace humans, but humans using AI will replace humans who are not using AI. And I think that is the crux of my today's session, that we are not talking about AI that is going to replace our work, but it is going to enhance whatever it is that we are doing so that we can do it faster, be more productive, and be more efficient. So today's session is more focused about how, as a CA or as a financial expert, you can leverage these tools to become more effective and efficient at your work. AI or artificial intelligence is not something new. In 1950, that's before I think almost everyone in this audience was born, Alan Turing came up with this idea that computers will become very smart, very fast, and they will be able to work like humans and in fact fool humans in believing that they are humans. That is the Turing test. And the Turing test even today is a fundamental motivator as far as the theory and development of AI is concerned. It means that if you are conversing with someone and you think that other person is human, while in fact it is a piece of code, software, it means it has passed the Turing test. And I'm sure most of you all will agree. Today, the AIs that are available will be able to fool 99% of the humans that they are humans, right? I want to share hopefully this will work. I want to have a small interactive discussion with you all, and I want you all to list on the whiteboard, hopefully it will come up in a few seconds. What kind of AI tools have you used in your life? It's taking a little bit of time. Okay, I hope it works. I am unable to. Pasindu, can you create a whiteboard, please, quickly for me? If not, everyone in the chat, can you please, okay, the whiteboard is loading. And please, in the whiteboard, type what you think are the AI tools that you have used. I, for example, have used Alexa. What have you used? I see many of you are trying to write something. Chat GPT. You can use the text box and type, by the way, rather than, or you can use a sticky note like this and put it in the sticky note. So only Chat GPT. Bots, right, chat bots. Alexa, Siri. That is okay. All right, so it looks like to me most of your experience and the understanding of AI is about this artificial intelligence devices like Alexa, Siri, and so forth. And of course, something that is on everybody's mind. But in fact, right now I'm using an AI tool, which is essentially my camera. And you might think, camera and an AI tool? This guy is, what is he talking about? So to demonstrate, for example, right now the camera is focused on my face, but if I put something in front of it, it will change the focus to that object. And when I remove it, it switches back to my face. But it is interesting what it is focusing on. This camera that I currently am using and that you're observing, it is always looking for my eye. It has something called eye tracking. So if you have experienced any camera that has eye tracking or it has bird eye tracking, essentially it's a bit of AI tool algorithm sitting there trying to, when you point the camera at an object, trying to determine whether this is an eye of a person or an eye of a bird or eye of an animal. And that requires a lot of computing power and a little bit of artificial intelligence. So don't think AI is only ChatGPT. It can be anything that has any bit of intelligence. And I think if I brought up the whiteboard again, you all will now start thinking a lot more things that you all use. Okay. So that is the understanding of ChatGPT as AI. But anybody can, in the chat box, tell me the significance of this photo? Anybody recognizes the person in the photo? I think, okay, let me enable the chat for everyone. Anybody? So this photo, chess match between human and AI, correct? And the person, the human actually was the world champion at that time. His name is Garry Kasparov. And the machine that beat him in chess was built by IBM, Deep Blue. And in a series of matches, the machine beat AI. And I think that was a significant point in the, as far as algorithms are concerned, because we finally came to realize that computers have become so powerful that you could write algorithms that can think like humans and beat the world champion. But essentially, this AI that we are talking about, this Deep Blue that was in 1997, was more about programming. If Garry Kasparov plays this, then you have to program it to play something else. So that is called algorithms. Not very powerful. They can do a very specific task until this happened in 2007. Anybody knows about this? It's not a chess match, but it is a Japanese game called Go, considered more complex than chess. And this AI was built by Google in 2007, 20 years after Deep Blue beat Garry Kasparov. And here the logic was slightly different. It was not algorithms, it was something called machine learning. And what is machine learning is that you tell the system the basic rules of the game, but you don't tell it how to win. You simply give it the objective that at the end of the game, you should capture the enemy's king. And then the machine starts learning by itself. That's what machine learning is about. It starts at zero, not knowing how to win, and it will play millions and millions of games. And at each game, it is told that if you make a mistake, don't repeat the mistake. And I think that advice humans can take effectively, because we tend to keep repeating the mistakes. So it knows how to avoid mistakes. So the next time it plays, it will not repeat the mistake. The next time it will not, till the point it becomes more intelligent than humans. And that's what machine learning gives us as a capability. And the final development of AI was this one. This is very interesting. Anybody knows about this? Here you have two humans and they are playing a game called Jeopardy. And Jeopardy is a very interesting game where you answer with a question. It's very popular in US. The trick here is that this was, again, it's a machine that was built by IBM, like Deep Blue, but this is a natural language processing. And this machine, it was called Watson. And the Watson was pitted against these two contestants who were champions at this game. And to win this game, you need to have vast amount of knowledge because the questions asked are really trivial. It's like general knowledge. So the machine was built with all the knowledge that was IBM could collect. And it had the capability to listen to the question, process the voice into text, and then search its large database and then come up with the answer. Something like what ChatGPT does right now. And this natural language processing and the machine learning and the algorithms that were built in the Deep Blue, combination of all these technologies is what AI is right now. In fact, right now in this Zoom meeting, we have a very effective AI tool that Zoom has built. I don't know how many of you all know about it, but let me show it to you. So you can see my screen, and you all can also on your screen see at the bottom something called AI Companion. And if you click on it, let's say you had joined this meeting a little late, and this happens. Many of us are always having meetings during our day, and sometimes we join a meeting late because of various things. And let's say in this meeting, they have this AI tool running in Zoom called AI Companion. So when you join the meeting, you want to know what's happened. You can interrupt and say, hey, I'm a bit late. What was discussed? Or you can simply say, catch me up. So immediately, it will give you a summary of what has happened. And by the way, on your own computer, you can try it out. You can click on the AI Companion and see what is it that you get. You may get a different response, by the way. In addition, you can also ask specific questions to the AI, just like how you do in ChatGPT. So at the bottom, it says, ask anything about this meeting. Try typing a few questions and check what kind of response you get from this Zoom AI. It's not ChatGPT, but and very soon, by the way, the same technology will be available to you, those who are using Microsoft Teams. Starting from November 1st, Microsoft Teams is releasing something called Copilot. You might have heard about it. So very soon, if your organization uses MS Teams, also you will have the similar capability. You reach late to the Teams meeting, hit a button and say, can you catch me up and tell me what's happened? Was my name mentioned? What was discussed? What did they say about me? And quickly you can be up to speed in a meeting. So that's the power of generative AI. What it has done is whatever is being said in this meeting, it is transcribing it into text, storing it in the database. And whenever you ask any question, it uses AI to either summarize it or give you the response to your query. Isn't that interesting? What do you think? Raise your hands if you think interesting, or maybe no. Right. So you can see now every company is thinking of how to leverage their products with AI. I was in GITEX last week, and I can tell you, every company, whether they were actually an AI product or no, they were promoting AI. We have AI to do this, we have AI to do that. And so therefore, even in our products now, even in the Excel that you use extensively at work, Word, email, Microsoft Teams, all of them will start building and including AI tools, so that whenever you want to write an email, you might type an email in frustration, but before hitting the send button, you'll just select the text and say, hey, okay, can you write it in a more professional way? And it will rephrase your email to be more professional. Okay, so let's now look at some of the tools, essential tools other than the AI companion that I have mentioned, that we can use in our day-to-day life. So the first thing, of course, is ChatGPT. ChatGPT is been on everyone's mind because it's become so popular. It is essentially, as I said, a combination of machine learning, natural language processing, and some kind of algorithms, all combined into what we call a large language learning model. Let's say you have a very important presentation to deliver. Let's select a topic. In the chat, I would like you all to give me some topic on that we can. Let's say you have to create a presentation, and I want to know what presentation we should create. Okay, give me any topic. I want to deliver, let's say, to your top management, you want to deliver a topic presentation on something, any topic. And let's see how we can convert that into a presentation. Any suggestions? I see very less chat messages. Is there any problem for you all to send chat messages? Okay, startup new business of garment. Okay. Any other suggestions? I just want to pick up something that how the world peace. Okay. Let's see what the AI has to say. It looks maybe quite interesting. Let's see. Okay, so just to explain to you what I'm doing, obviously most of us can access what we call ChatGPT, and that's a free version. Anybody can go and type, but the only thing is you type a query and you will get a response, text response. But recently they have introduced ChatGPT 4. And this is a very interesting one because not only is it a better model, apparently, but I use it because it gives me two very interesting things, and I'll demonstrate both of them. One of them is called plugins, and one of them is called DAL-E. So let me choose the plugins. Plugins is, you can have many plugins available. There is a plugin for creating slides, resumes, and so forth. And there is even a, what I should say, a store where you can go and download more plugins. But I'm going to use this plugin called Slide Maker and show you. The query was how the world peace can be promoted. So let me rephrase it. I'll say, create for me a, let's go for 6 slides, 6 slide presentation on how we can achieve world peace. Okay, provide specific actions that we can take to achieve global world peace. And yeah, let's go for this. And when I click on hit send message, the first thing we'll notice is that it will say, I'm going to use, okay, right. it should have done the plugin for me. Let me try again. ChatGPT plugin. Oh. Okay, this is my prompt. New chat. Okay, for some reason the slide maker is not working. That's unfortunate. Let me try smart slides. Okay, so I'm using another plugin called Smart Slides, which I think is almost similar. So the interesting thing as it is doing this slide is it will take the output that has been created by ChatGPT and automatically create for us a PowerPoint presentation. So you can imagine the amount of productivity that you can achieve simply by getting a head start. Rather than creating everything from scratch, you have a PowerPoint presentation ready in a few seconds, or in this case, nearly a minute, I think. Okay, let it go through. There seems to be some error or some issue with it. I'll come back to it because just yesterday I was demonstrating it and I was using Smart Slide and boom, within a few seconds it had created for me a 6-slide presentation. The other thing that it can do, and we'll try that also, and both of them, is that it can also create images using an engine called, again, generative AI. And I would again suggest some suggestions from you all in the chat, what kind of images you would like to create. Just type in the box and we will give that a shot. Can I have some suggestions in the chat? Promote advertisement for online. No, I'm basically asking for a specific image. I want very clear description. I want an image of a boy on a beach or a girl on a beach or a, like that with sunset. I want a visual from you so that we can try and create it. Okay, birds, but where? Try to make it a little more descriptive. Damika, how you want the birds to be? Are they flying at sunset or sunrise, near a river or a forest? A plane taking off at sunset. Okay, image of a map of Sri Lanka showing GDP contribution. Okay, that's very interesting. GDP contribution of what? Can we be more specific? Because it might get... Okay, we'll take a very simple example given by Priscilla, a plane taking off at sunset. So by the way, we are here. I tried it again while we were discussing this. So let me share my screen again. What has happened there? So here I had used the slide maker, the same thing, how we can achieve the world peace. And this time I think it worked, because you can see here, it says download the presentation on achieving world peace. So let me click on it. So it has created for me a PowerPoint presentation of 7 slides. Slide 1, I can go to slide 2. Slide 3, education is being promoted here. International cooperation. Economic disparities often lead to conflicts. Promote non-violent methods of conflict resolution, and so forth. So it has created for me 7 slides, because I asked for, the first slide is obviously an introduction, but it has created for me. And you can ask 10 slides, 20 slides, and you can give more descriptions, and it will create for you that PowerPoint. Imagine the time we can save by having a tool like that. And then of course you can download it in PowerPoint and start editing, giving it your own touch, adding your own graphics, and then you're off. The second thing I want to show you in ChatGPT itself is something called DAL-E, which is an image generator. And I will paste the message that was put: a plane taking off at sunset. Let me add a few more things. Over New York, let's say, or a large city. Okay, let's put this and see what we get. So it says it starts creating the image, and based on the prompt that you can give as specific prompt as you want. It will then start creating an image for you. Because it's AI, it is starting doing everything. Thousands and maybe millions of people are working on it. So here is a result. A plane taking off at sunset over a large city. So it has given me 2 options. Sometimes it gives 4. So let's say I like this one. And notice the very interesting thing that it has adjusted the prompt, whatever I had typed, to be more descriptive. So if I take this and say copy, and then if I want to, let's say, modify it, I can paste that prompt here and then make some changes and get new images. And you can keep doing this as much as you want. So imagine the power now of creating PowerPoint directly, or getting responses directly, or creating images directly. The productivity, creating images might not necessarily be a task that might be of use to a chartered accountant, I don't know. But if you are creating a fancy presentation and you want some specific image, and you want to make sure that you are not downloading copyrighted images, you could create your own image and then make your presentation more engaging, I would say. So that is how we can use ChatGPT, not only to get the traditional responses of our questions, but also create PowerPoints using this plugins, or even create images. Now, let's say you have created a beautiful presentation and you want to present it to your management, or you want to present it in front of a large audience. Now, the next thing is, how can I use AI to practice my speech? And this is my next AI tool I would like to showcase. And this AI tool is developed for people who want to improve their public speaking. Anybody here afraid of public speaking? So the tool is called Udly. And the best way to demonstrate this tool is to demonstrate it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all attempt to bring the Udly bot here in this meeting. So let me explain to you what I'm going to do. Let me share my screen first. So in this meeting, this is Zoom meeting, I have an option here on the top left-hand corner saying that copy the link of this meeting. So this is the link to join this meeting. So I say copy link. Then I'll go to Udly. So this is Udly app.udly.ai. This is an AI tool developed for improving your public speaking skills. You can do a lot of things, but the thing that we are going to demonstrate is how we can, let's say, do a small session on public speaking. So I'm going to paste the link here. And when I click join, something interesting is going to happen in my Zoom meeting. Let me check the participants. Wow, we have 150 participants. So it's attempting to join our meeting now. All right, I think we are done. Oh, some problem happened. I hope we have not disabled the registration, Pasando.
It's disabled, Cajetan.
It's disabled, right? So I have some. Okay, if we can't do that, I'll demonstrate it in a different way. Okay, so I'm having an issue bringing the here. No. Okay, I'm having some problem to bring the bot. I wanted to bring the bot into the meeting and demonstrate how it works, but I can demonstrate it directly through the on the website also. So let's say we have created a presentation and I want to practice how to deliver this presentation. Normally, if you are, let's say, are there any Toastmasters in this meeting? Any chartered accountants who are Toastmasters? You can raise your thumbs up. So Toastmasters is an organization which helps us to practice our public speaking skills. Okay, we have Vivekanand, who's Diluka. Okay, great. So you all know the benefits of Toastmasters because you get to practice in front of an audience and receive feedback and improve. And that's the only way we can improve public speaking. Only way we can become better speakers is to speak, get feedback, and then continue. But what if we could get the feedback from a machine, from an AI? And so Udly was developed with that. So whenever you want, let's say tomorrow you have a very important presentation and you have just drafted your speech and you have just drafted your presentation, but you want to practice it. And practicing is fine. You can practice in front of a mirror, but you want to get feedback. How am I doing? Did I do well? Did I speak well? Did I speak at the right pace? This is where Udly comes into the picture. So how it works is like this. you sign up for Udly at app.udly.ai, and you can, once you sign up, it's free to sign up. You can click on practice and you can start practicing a speech, or you can practice an interview. So tomorrow, let's say you have an interview and you want to prep for an interview, you can use AI to help you prep for the interview. Let's first simply focus on the speech part of it. You can click on speech. Okay, let me put my camera on. Currently, I'm using it in Zoom, so let me disable Zoom. And I can click here and choose my microphone and my camera, let's say from here. Right, so that's my camera. So I can choose what microphone or what camera to use to do the recording. And so that's me on Udly. And you want to practice, and you can try like with a fun prompt. Where would you live if you had an unlimited budget? Fine, let me give it a try. I'll speak for a minute. I say start practice. 3, 2, 1. Where would I live if I had unlimited budget? The answer to that, my friends, is very simple. There is only one place after traveling many countries that has, in my mind, not even on Earth. It's like a planet on Earth that is completely different. And the place that I'm talking about, of course, is Iceland. I visited Iceland 4 or 5 years ago, long before COVID, and I was amazed at the diversity that exists there. From the cold to the heat to the wilderness, everything that you can think of. And of course, at the end of the day, the northern lights, when you wake up in the middle of the night and you see the shining lights all over, as if we are in a different world. So unlimited budget, Iceland it is, baby. So I will click on end session. And I can click on save Udly. And the first thing you will notice is that what has this Udly done is it has converted my words into text. It has transcribed everything that I have said. On the left, on the bottom. And for us, especially those who are in this part of the world where we speak with an accent, I believe if you are going to talk to an audience that is made up primarily of, let's say, Western, it is very useful for us to understand whether what we say is understood by AI, because this AI, by the way, is primarily trained on Western data, which means if whatever you said is being transcribed correctly, it means the audience will be able to understand what you are saying. So here is my text that I said. I can listen to it anytime. Where would I live? Okay, you might not hear it because possibly I have not shared my audio. Let me try that again. Yeah. So when I click on the play button, I can listen. There is only one place after traveling. But besides the transcription, the first thing you can do is you can ask the AI, okay, I said all of this, but could I say it in a better way? And I click on this button, visit, and I can say, rephrase this paragraph concisely. And it will give me a suggestion. Of course, I'm free to accept it or not, but this is what the AI says, that if I had an unlimited budget, I would choose to live in Iceland, and so forth and so forth. So you can now use this better version and then deliver your speech using this. On the right hand side, you can see that Udly has been able to summarize exactly what I said. The key points that Iceland offers diverse range of experiences. He was impressed by the Northern Lights, and then with unlimited budget, that's where I would go. Then the Udly also suggests to you, could you have done better by saying, can you elaborate what you mean by the diversity, right? In terms of the climate and wilderness? Or how did witnessing the Northern Lights in Iceland impact your overall experience? So it starts making you think, what could I have added to my speech to make it better? And then, as I said here, it gives me a rephrased. So this is a very good thing for us, whenever sometimes our English is not so good, but we know what we want to say. So we say it. You come to Udly, you record it, and then you take the suggestions and rephrase your sentence or your paragraph. So it's more richer. In addition, I can also get analytics of my speech. What do I mean by analytics? For example, did I use repetition? So it looks like I use the word many, many twice. And I want to make sure the AI is really catching what I'm saying. So what I'll do, I'll click on the play button. One place after traveling many, many countries. Okay. So it doesn't like the repetition of many, many, which makes sense because we should avoid repetitive words. Did I use any filler words? In this case, I haven't used any filler words. Filler words like that we use as crutch words when we are speaking. Did I use any non-inclusive words? The AI, for example, flags words like, if you say, ladies and gentlemen, it thinks that this is non-inclusive because when you say, ladies and gentlemen, you are leaving a large section of the population out from your address. So it will highlight to you. Instead of saying, ladies and gentlemen, why don't you say, hello, everyone? That way you include everyone. I did use some weak words, like at the end of the day, might be done better using something else. You see could be done better. I have used the word so twice, one, very. So that is how you can look at it, and then you can repeat the speech using the suggestions from the AI. And there's one more thing, by the way, I want to show you something called delivery. This delivery is very interesting because when I started using Udly, I realized I'm speaking too slowly. So this gray area that you see is called the ideal speaking pace. If you are speaking within that range, it means you are not too fast, not too slow, you're just right. So as you can see, I started a bit fast, then slowed down a bit, but then I picked up a pace a little bit, and then I finished here. But all within this band. A couple of months back, when I was not using Udly, my speaking pace was a little at the bottom here. And then using Udly, I practice till I could speak a little faster. And I think now I'm speaking at the right pace, at least according to artificial intelligence. So that is how we can use Udly. There are many ways we can use, by the way. I cannot demonstrate each and every one, but if you are going to, let's say, practice an interview, click on interview. And you can choose, for example, what category, let's say finance, let's say chartered accountants, and you can start a mock interview. And you can say, so what's your biggest strength? So you can start speaking about your biggest strength, and then it'll listen to you, and then it will ask you follow-up questions based on what you are saying. Try it. It's really, really cool. So what do you think of Udly? Would you use it to practice and improve your public speaking? It's completely generative AI using the same model as ChatGPT, but in public speaking. So as far as Ashik's question is concerned, okay, we'll address the question later on because there is a few more things I want to cover. I have only 3 or 4 minutes left in my. Okay, we are almost out of time. But I just want to highlight to you all that my main focus was Udly and ChatGPT, obviously, which I have demonstrated. But you can see, even if you go to LinkedIn and you click on, let's say, post, there is AI here, right? So if you type, let's say, up to 20 words, let me quickly choose some text that I want. Say I'm going to make a post on my recent visit to Jitex. Right? So if I just type something here, I can click on this button and say, can you rephrase it in a better way? So before posting any LinkedIn content, you can now click on this and say, hey, this is what I wanted to say, but how could I do it better? And it will give you a version of the post, which is maybe eliminates any grammar mistakes, any spelling mistakes, and delivers the changed version to you. If you like it, you can use it. If you don't like it, you can say revert back to my original version. So it's up to you. And the same thing, if you go to, let's say, I don't know how many of you all know, by the way, there is this very interesting product called V Slides, which is like Slide Maker, but only to create slides using AI. And if I was to look at some of the suggestions that you all had given, so let's say I want to create a slide on the importance of emotional intelligence. It will create for me a slide immediately with key points on this topic. So unlocking your emotional intelligence, let's say self-management, self-motivation, empathy. And what it does, it gives you 3 key points from that topic, whatever topic you typed. And then at the right hand side, it will give you additional suggestions. For example, I want interpersonal relationship. I want to include it. I click on it and it will give me interpersonal relationship. So I have 4 points now. And then I can say, okay, let's talk about self-management and let's dive deeper into it. I want to create another slide which gives me additional information. So I can say deep dive. And what it will do is it will select self-management and it will create for me sub slides on that topic. So this is also a very good AI tool that I found for creating slides. In fact, much better than ChatGPT, but ChatGPT is in everything in one place. This is only to make slides and it can make one slide at a time, but then you can keep digging deeper. So again, it gives me 3 top choices and I can say add from here self-reflection, maybe self-respect. So I have 5 and let's say I don't want self-motivation. So I can remove this one and let's say remove this, delete. So I have like this. So this is how we can use these slides. Also, those of you who use Canva recently, I think only a few weeks ago, introduced something called Magic Studio. And Magic Studio is essentially their tool using AI to create designs. So if you're creating any flyers for your association or something like that, and you say, okay, I want to create a design and you want to, let's say, create a post like this, it's very easy. But most importantly is that if it has a lot of AI tools. So take, for example, I'll take a photo from here. So this is a photo that I recently took. Look at AI tools like this. I click on edit photo and I can say remove background. And it will magically remove the background from this image and keep only the people who are there. So this requires a lot of AI to figure out who's the person in this image or the persons, and then remove everything else. There you go. And also I want you to pay attention that it has not removed the desk. because in my opinion, it has decided that if it removes the desk, it won't know how to fill the legs of this lady, my wife actually she is. So it has kept it. So look at the intelligence that has been applied to remove the background from this image. Or for that matter, let me revert back to my original image. It has tools where you can say magic expand. And what it does is it creates, it fill in the blanks. You can say, okay, this is the image, but can you make up, I want the image to be bigger. And keep an eye what happens when I click magic expand. So it will try to fill in the blanks and keep expanding the image and fill in things that are not actually there in my photo, but it will create them for me. Something like the DAL-E that I created. See, it added one person. It doesn't look very real, but it gives me different options that I can choose. And this technology is going to get only better as we go along. This maybe it couldn't do a good job for this particular image, but you can choose an option that looks interesting, or you can discard the whole thing. So that is the power of AI. I've shown you all tools that are already available in meeting tools like Zoom, soon in Microsoft Teams. I've explained to you about ChatGPT and how we can use it for improving our productivity by creating slides and images, and then improving our public speaking skills using Udly, and every other product seems to be adding AI and AI. So it's important for us to be up to date and try to use these tools, because if we don't, somebody else will, and they will be taking away our jobs. I hope you found this session interesting. I have reached, I think, more than 3 minutes beyond my allotted time. I thank Dimutu and all the team at Chartered Accountants Association of Kuwait for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much. Over to you, Pasindu.
Thank you very much, Cajetan. I think this 55 minutes, it was very useful for all of you. I believe it. Because without talking about the AI, I think Cajetan was able to demonstrate certain tools, how we can use in our profession to improve our day-to-day work. So I think, thank you very much, Cajetan, for your useful insights and very wonderful presentation. I would like to remind you, for all CA Sri Lanka members, we have sent the link, CPD links in the chat box to fill in order to claim the CPD hours. Please don't forget, in order to claim CPD hours, you have to fill the form. With that, we have a few questions from the audience, and related to the slide we created from ChatGPT, there was a question, is this a paid version of ChatGPT? When I try, it asks to upgrade to ChatGPT Plus, and it's a paid one. Cajetan, could you answer it?
Yes. So I had mentioned when I was talking about, when I talked about ChatGPT 3 and ChatGPT 4, when I was explaining, I said the free version only gives us text output. It doesn't give anything more than that. The paid version is the one which is ChatGPT 4, and that's a $20 per month subscription, which gives you a better language model. It gives you those plugins that you can create PowerPoints. It gives you that DAL-E that allows you to create images. So those, they have started now charging, because AI takes a lot of computing and a lot of resources. So they do need to make that money somewhere. So they're charging it on ChatGPT 4.
So there's another question related to the same slide. Is it editable version? Isn't that presentation can we edit? I think you
Absolutely,
answered it, right?
absolutely.
Yes,
You can
right.
download it as a PowerPoint. You can download it as a PowerPoint file and then open it in PowerPoint and do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, sure. And one more thing, Nihara is asking, can you please share the link you used to edit the photo? Can we share the link in the chat box, Kajit?
Yeah. To edit the photo, you mean
Yes.
Canva?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Canva.com. Yeah.
And one more question, actually, it's from me. The question is, how can individuals and organizations navigate the impact of AI on employment, and are there opportunities for new jobs?
Yeah, so this is quite a big discussion that is going on. I don't know if you know, recently, about 2 months ago, entire Hollywood was on strike because they were worried that all the writers' jobs will be gone in a few years, because people will simply start creating movies and TVs using ChatGPT. And so that was their biggest concern, that their jobs will become redundant. And will that become redundant? I think to a large extent, yes, they have valid concerns, because the quality that has been produced by these models, and it keeps improving day after day. ChatGPT 3, now we have ChatGPT 4. Every model is improving. And so a lot of jobs that require menial tasks, that are basically repetitive in nature, will be gone. So even for us, we go to office and we spend maybe 3 to 4 hours doing mundane tasks, going through emails, going through checking whether the email is important or no. AI will take care of that, which means it gives us more time to do now more productively. So essentially, yes, a lot of jobs will somehow become redundant, or our work itself will become outsourced to AI, while we then have an opportunity to go to the next step. And it has been the trend since humanity, right? Something new comes, then we become a little better at something else.
So as a professional who knows about AI, how do you think that with the rapid growth of AI, what are the potential risks as a financial professional who has, and how we can mitigate it? What's your opinion about it?
So AI especially will help you basically to think about Excel. You do so much work with data, analyzing audits. You can now simply tell the AI, hey, can you go through all of this data and tell me what's wrong with it? And when you have that, then you can use the human element, and now you can probably do more audits, which you couldn't do before. So your productivity goes up, your work and the revenue, everything should go up. So you have to use this AI to outsource this work that you were doing that was repetitive in nature to AI, while you focus on the growth, the creative part of it, and the risks and other elements which only a human can do. So great opportunity, both sides, but do keep an eye on what's happening in your world. Keep a close eye on Copilot, by the way. It is going to impact us as IT, because it will do a lot of things that we are currently doing by ourselves.
And I think we are now almost on time, but I want to take one last question. It's from Sadun. He's asking, is there an AI tool to record Zoom meetings on behalf of us only with the Zoom link?
Yes, if you use Udly, you could do it. Udly has a tool but at the end of the day, not the way it works is, and I was trying to make it work today, but somehow I had a small problem in this particular meeting. What it does is you can set up Udly saying that there is this meeting and automatically join the meeting. So even if you have not joined the meeting, people will see, like you would see in the participant list, something called Cajetan's Udly. And the moment it enters the meeting, it starts recording everything. And you have seen the power of Udly, right? At the end of the meeting, It will simply summarize it for you, what happened, who spoke, what did they say, what were the action items. And if you want to listen to the recording, obviously, you can just go and open the recording and listen to it. You can do that.
I think we have received 2 more questions, Cajetan. I think we can take those things even though we are up to time. How secure the data that we send or type in these platforms?
It is, I would say, as secure as any server. So when you talk about data, it's all sitting in the cloud. It can be hacked. It can be used by the company unethically. So you have to take care of this. There is, as of now, we are only relying on the good word of each company, like OpenAI. I'm typing all these questions. They are profiling me, what kind of questions I'm asking, right? They have a profile of me now. So it's a balance between and what is the data you're sharing and what they can do with it. That's why, by the way, very interesting thing I want to share with you is that the Copilot that Microsoft is introducing for organizations, enterprises, comes with its own server. What does that mean? That means the organization controls the privacy. It doesn't go into the cloud. So organizations, when they want to roll out AI, they will go for things like that they'll have their own version of the AI tool within their infrastructure, of course, sitting in the cloud, but controlled by them. And that way it doesn't go into the cloud.
Okay, one last question. What do you think about governance on AI?
So this is again a very hot topic. Even the US government is looking at it. You might have seen last month Sam Altman, the founder of OpenAI, traveling all around the world, meeting governments. OpenAI, by the way, is banned in some of the European countries because they don't comply with the GDPR requirements of those countries. So somewhere down the line, the governments will get involved to say, how much can you share? Where is it going? So it is coming. As of now, it's very fluid. Companies are trying to balance their profits with privacy. But at some point, as with anything else, government will get involved, and hopefully we'll have something that we can be sure that it is under some kind of governance. I hope that clarifies the question. But as of now, it's all very fluid.
Yeah, I hope too. So I think now we are good to conclude our session today. So I would like to remind to all CA Sri Lanka members, we have shared CPD link in chat box. Please don't forget to fill it in order to claim CPD hours for the session. And I would like to thank Cajetan Barretto for accepting our invitation and participation for the session as the resource person. I think this 1 hour time, it was wonderful and it is highly valuable for our professionals. Thank you again, Cajetan, for your time and effort. And as well as I would like to thank all participants for the patience had with us during this session. And we hope to see you all in another CPD session organized by CS Sri Lanka Kuwait chapter and soon. Thank you very much.